Today, we are going to talk about two new trends which are emerging in real estate. One is a Haryana oblique a Gurgaon based trend, and second one is a pan India trend. तो दो अलग अलग चीजें हैं. पहले I'll touch upon the Haryana oblique Gurgaon based trend, and then I'll move on to the second trend जो which is a pan India thing. पहले हम बात करते हैं retirement housing की. And this is actually a new policy which has, although the policy was unveiled, or rather to say notified by the Haryana government around 3 years ago, बट अभी धीरे धीरे इसमें कुछ प्रोजेक्ट्स का डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट होने लगा है. और ये एक पॉलिसी है विच इज अबाउट द नेम ऑफ द पॉलिसी इज रिटायरमेंट हाउसिंग पॉलिसी. ईयर इज 2021 व्हेन इट वाज नोटिफाइड. इसमें एक दो प्रोजेक्ट्स कुछ अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन भी हैं. ऑफ लेट गुड़गांव में इसमें काफी ट्रैक्शन आ रहा है. And this policy is aimed at providing houses which are suitable for the retiral needs of senior citizens. Now, मैं आपको इसमें थोड़े से कुछ brief points बताता हूँ. पहले तो ये कि इस पॉलिसी की जरूरत क्यों पड़ी. Why is there a need for retiral housing? Why is there anyone who is now looking to the government को ये पॉलिसी क्यों लानी पड़ी? So there actually is a policy by the Urban Ministry of the Government of India, which talks about harmonious, barrier-free living for senior citizens and disabled citizens. And slowly, various state governments are, as a matter of understanding the fact that India is now seeing a rapidly aging population, which is quite well to do. They can pay for their old age needs. They are not really dependent on their children. They have done well for themselves. And also the fact that a lot of them are now just the couple which are there, or usme the kids have either moved out to other cities or other countries, and also the senior couple has been left behind, and the senior couple is now looking out for themselves, and they have their own peculiar age related issues which need to be catered for. So keeping this in mind, various state governments are coming out with the retirement housing policies, जिसमें एक बिल्डर ने पीछे भी बहुत काम किया है. If any of you is aware, आशियाना हाउसिंग के 2-3 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं. By the name of Utsav, there was a series of Utsav projects, which is a retirement housing project, and one of the projects is in Pune, one is in Jaipur, and there are two projects under the same name in Bhiwadi, which is near Rajasthan, a part of Alwar, district Alwar. Now, लगभग उसी तर्ज पर, almost on the same lines, some projects are getting developed in Gurgaon. So now government recognizes the fact that a sizable population is slowly going towards the senior citizen age, and they need things which are not applicable otherwise, or which are not available on a day-to-day basis for their in normal group housing societies. तो इसके लिए कुछ जो उन्होंने amenities create करी हैं. So this policy specifically states that for every 25 houses there is going to be a 160 square feet ka medical inspection room or a OPD room, which implies if a retirement housing has around, let's say, 500 houses, then there would be almost a polyclinic which would be a part of that particular housing society. So some of the amenities which the policy lists are: one, there would be a health center. There would be a tie-up with a nearby hospital for a standby ambulance service oblique specialist who will be visiting in the health center. The project would be developed in a way that it has to be a disabled friendly, wheelchair friendly, and the features have to be made in a way that senior citizens, when not just 60 plus, 70 plus, 80 plus, 90 plus, 100 plus, people who have already contributed to the society, and now they are leading a retired life, and they have their needs, such as probably they need more bigger doorknobs, easier ramps, etc. So these societies will be developed in a way that they are wheelchair friendly, they are stretcher friendly, there are railings on both sides of the doors. I mean, on the both sides of the corridors, there are railings, double railings in the bathrooms. The bathrooms will be fitted with emergency alarm systems. all kind of power backup will have to be necessarily provided in 100% of the dwelling units and 100% of the common areas. And in addition, there is going to be a dormitory as a part of the society. The dormitory would cater to either if there are any of these people who have who want someone to stay there for taking care of their individual needs, or in the unfortunate incident of a senior citizen losing a life partner, the spouse not being there, और उन्हें अगर अकेले रहना पड़े और अब वो बहुत ज्यादा असक्षम हो गए हैं और बच्चे बाहर हैं और उनका टेक केयर नहीं कर पाते. So these dormitories will work as care centers where these super senior citizens can live and have a comfortable life. Then there are going to be a community hall oblique a kitchen with a minimum 100 square meter of size, where if you're not wanting to cook food, then food would be there centrally organized. Park and recreation will have to be catered for, and all these amenities will have to be provided for on the ground floor. And this policy, I mean, you can just do a Google search for retirement housing policy 2021 Directorate of Town and Country Planning, and आपको उसमें वो पूरा 5 पेज का एक पॉलिसी है वो मिल जाएगा. And then there are three different categories, which, or rather, three definitions or three entities which have been created in this policy, which is one, an allottee. So this policy says that anyone can buy this property. Any citizen of India, any NRI, any overseas citizen of India. There is no restriction, there is no embargo on anyone buying the property. Anyone can be an allottee or anyone can purchase this property. The second concept it introduces is a eligible resident. So the policy says that at least 70% of the residents or people who are going to the main documentation owner of the property have to be at least one of the persons in that family has to be more than 60 years of age. तो मैं इसको थोड़ा सा आपको समझाने की कोशिश करता हूँ. So policy says कि let's say I am not 60, but I can still buy a property in this society. And now either of my family member can go and stay there who is above 60, say my parent, my aunt, कोई जो 60 से ऊपर है, और मैं उनके साथ एक एग्रीमेंट करूंगा. So that agreement would be between me. It would be between that person who will be the primary resident and their spouse and maybe one caretaker, and there would be something known as a service provider. So these societies will particularly have a professionally run entity which would be known as a service provider, which has the capacity and specialization to manage the needs of a senior citizen population. So there would be a tripartite agreement which would be done between the owner, that's the allottee, between a eligible resident, that is a person who is at least 60 years 1 day of age, एंड बिटवीन द सर्विस प्रोवाइडर. और वहां पर जो पॉलिसी की टर्म्स हैं कि हॉस्पिटल मैनेज हो रहा है, जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स के हिसाब से एमिनिटीज हैं वो प्रोवाइडेड हैं. सिमिलरली द कम्युनिटी रेस्टोरेंट इज प्रॉपर्ली फंक्शनिंग. द रेशियो ऑफ सीनियर सिटीजन्स टू नॉन सीनियर सिटीजन्स इज इंश्योर्ड. इन सब चीजों के लिए मॉनिटरिंग कमिटी वुड बी फॉर्म, एंड द मॉनिटरिंग कमिटी चेयरमैनशिप वुड बी अंडर द डिस्ट्रिक्ट कमिश्नर या कलेक्टर जो है उनके पास में रहेगा. ऑल्सो नियर बाय के पुलिस स्टेशन के साथ में मॉनिटरिंग कमेटी का लाइजन एस्टैब्लिश किया जाएगा, सो दैट इफ देयर इज एनी पर्टिकुलर नीड दोस थिंग्स कैन बी केटर्ड फॉर. सो ओवरऑल अगर हम देखते हैं, दिस इज अ पॉलिसी व्हिच हैज बीन एम्ड टू help developers come out with projects which are friendly in terms of or which are designed to be senior citizen friendly, and that's why this is being called as a retirement home. This is being called as a retirement housing policy government of Haryana 2021. Abhi isme two builders are in the process. I mean, that's what I know. I'm sure there could be many who are in the process of coming out with some projects which have been very wonderfully designed with all modern amenities and luxurious projects. One is by the Max Estate. Max Estate is same जो आपके Max Hospital वाले हैं, उन्हीं का Mr. Analjeet Singh, who is a very well known figure in the Indian industry.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind.